Body language refers to the nonverbal signals that we use to communicate. From our facial expressions to our body movements, these signals can reveal information that we don't want to divulge. Now let's try to analyze Amber Heard's nonverbal signals.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Be seated. All right, your next witness.
Your Honor, we'd like to call Laura Amber Heard to the stand.
All right.
Amber Laura.
Q1. Pay attention to how she smiles at the judge.
I do.
Q2. She maintains eye contact with the judge as she goes to the stand. Q3. Makes a point to smile and acknowledge the jury.
All right, thank you.
Q4. Smiles and acknowledges the judge again.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will you please state your name?
Yes, it's Amber Laura Heard.
And what is your address?
Q5. Looks and answers directly to the jury.
I live in Yucca Valley, California.
And how old are you?
Q6. Let's not miss the constant eye contact and smiling towards the jury.
I am 36. I just celebrated.
All these cues indicate that Amber is trying to humanize herself to the judge and the jury. Now, this could be in an attempt to look more likable to them, so when she starts her testimony, they see a human behind the words, not a celebrity they cannot relate to.
And I've effectively ever...
I would also like to point out the strategic placement of her hair. The hair are to one side so the jury gets a proper view of her face. Now this can be in an early attempt to score points with the jury to show them she has nothing to hide. This combined with her directly looking at them while answering her way to form a connection with the jury. Humans tend to trust people more when they can see their eye expression. So this gesture could suggest to the jury that she has nothing to hide.
I was just sitting there on this carpet, looking at the dirty carpet, wondering how I wound up on this carpet and why I was never...
Take a notice of how her expression clearly matched with her words. This is a constant occurrence.
Why I never noticed that the carpet was so filthy before, and I just didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to react. I just sat there thinking, how much time do I have till I figure out what I need to do? Because, God, did he just hit me?
This is another example of this. Her words say she was shocked, and her expressions convey the emotion.
No, I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want this to be the reality. I didn't want to have the man I was in love with. I know you don't come back from that. You know, I'm not dumb.
Now, disclaimer. Take what I say next with grain of salt. She is mimicking crying here. Tremble in her voice, her expressions and body language indicate deep distress. However, the physiological response that comes with crying is nowhere to be seen. This could be just bad acting or a disconnected response of someone who went through a long grief period.
I know you can't hit a woman, you can't hit a man, you can't hit anyone, you can't just hit somebody because I knew it was wrong, and I knew that I had to leave him. And that's what broke my heart.
Also, it is very important to notice that she is not trying to hide her face, so the jury can see the distress on her face. She looks at jury several times while allegedly crying. Her expressions matching with her words show that she is actively visualizing the scenes that she is describing. It would not be too critical to speculate that this could be her regular practice as an actor to get into the character. But hey! Objection, hearsay. So let's not speculate. Instead, let's critically analyze her distress non-verbal cues to her cues. When she is seemingly talking about her good experiences.
I've effectively been there ever since, I suppose.
Take a close look at how Amber smiles here. This is her seemingly describing her good experiences. Take a note how her smile is loop-sided or a half smile. This again proves that she has many mixed signals while describing a genuine emotion. So, we have so far established that she has a disconnect from her true emotions.
When you arrived in Hollywood, please tell the jury what you did to get moving there, get going.
I went to every audition, every casting, every meeting, every appointment that I could. I put myself out there. I didn't have a car because those were expensive, so I took the bus around LA. It was before smartphones. I had a Thomas guide, in my bag and a change of tank tops. Not that it mattered, but
This is second example of her showing a disconnect from her true emotions. Notice how her smile is still loop-sided
went
or
to
half
about
smile.
10 auditions sometimes a day, and would change clothes if I needed to in the back of, the bus I was taking, and I just hustled from.
Also, her hand movements and gestures match with what she is saying. She sounds a little unsure of how to describe her hustle. So, her hand gestures mimic
one
that.
audition to the other, and I got a bit part on one thing, and then I got a bit part on another thing, and then eventually my roles kind of became more important or bigger, and it's been a slow progression, I guess, since then, of doing either tiny bit parts in bigger movies or doing, larger roles in movies that no one would see. And I guess, it still is kind of like that.
So,
Going from slightly bigger role to slightly bigger role, and just working my butt off.
Emphasis on the loop-sided or the half smile again. It is important that you remember this, as this establishes her baseline cues during her happy
I'm
moments.
going to take you up to 2008. Did there come a time that you auditioned for The Rum Diary?
Yes, I auditioned for that in about 2008, I believe.
Please describe for the jury your experience in auditioning for The Rum Diary.
Well, I auditioned a few times, which is common in my work. You get a call back, as they say, and I think I had at least one, maybe two callbacks with the director, and then I got a call saying that Johnny, who at the time was, I think I knew that he was producing it as well, was doing a project that was something very personal to him. He was reprising his role as his late friend, Hunter S. Thompson, and it was a very important project to him, and that he wanted to meet me in person. I thought I would be going for maybe an audition, but it was just a meeting. I went to his office and met with him for a few hours.
And what did you talk about during those few hours?
We talked about books and music, poetry. We liked a lot of the same stuff, obscure writers and, interesting books and pieces of poetry that I haven't heard anybody else reference or know or like. And he was very well read and charismatic. And
So, remember how I asked you to take notice of how she smiles loop-sided or a half smile while she explains her happy memories. As we have already established together, 3 times. Well, we can safely conclude that she is in direct opposition to her baseline cues here. Simply put, they don't match. Her genuine expression of loop-sided smile cannot be seen here, which directly means that she is not being truthful at this exact moment. Her smile, which is much wider or clearer here, is not her real way to smile while explaining her happy moments.
I think I left the office with a few books that he gave me, and we spent the whole time just talking about things that we care about, and
I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. If this video gets 500 likes, I will make a part 2 for this. Also, let me know if you would like to see one for Johnny as well. Please like, subscribe and share your thoughts.